This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Hello, our friends at 97.3 The Machine, San Diego Talk, That Rocks, and down in the Bayou, 95.7 in New Orleans, and 96.5 WCMF, Rochester's classic rock in upstate New York. Big show for you today. The return of Who Sucks Less. The word says goodbye to classic names and hello to some new words and another round of Profile This. Okay, our men's room blank question. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. Let's get back to the caller. Everything's going good. Living with a high school sweetheart. You get married after 4 years. Then you get into a terrible motorcycle accident. Was she on the back of the bike with you?
Yes, she was.
Okay, so she's okay.
Well, for not hitting her head against the car that we ran into, yes.
All right. And then how bad was your situation again?
I got airlifted to Harborview, and I was in Harborview for 3 weeks.
And were you in a coma? Were you awake? What was it? What was the deal?
So I was awake after they took me off of the induced coma, but I don't remember the first 2 weeks of being there.
All right, so for 2 weeks you have no recollection of anything.
No.
And when you wake up, how disoriented are you, not knowing why you're there, how you got there? Like, how crazy is that to wake up and not know what day it is?
Doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just kind of just start remembering that you were there. Like, I just woke up and we were watching a movie, and that was the first thing I remember. We were
Fast and Furious.
It's almost like falling asleep on the couch, and then you got to get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, go to bed. Was it like that? I mean, or was it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair.
I'm waking up 2 weeks later.
But you said, so you suffered a brain injury, and you said you're a little different. Like, what were you like before, and how are you different now?
Well, like, I used to not have a short temper, and I have a real short temper now. I get real mad real fast.
Okay.
And we don't go out on dates very often because I don't really think about stuff like that. Like, even though we're still together and I love her, but I just don't think about, like, going out and doing things together.
Christ, man, you sound like me.
How about your
and I have no excuse.
Yeah, how about your yeah, he didn't even hit his head on anything. How about your friends? Do you still do things with your friends?
Every once in a while.
Do they have to ask you, or do you pick up the phone and go, hey, let's go fishing, or whatever the hell you normally do?
It goes both ways. Like, I like to hang out with people, but we all work so much. We all have different shifts now. So
Okay. All right, well, let me ask this. So, all right, you've changed a little bit, and those things, those are significant changes. Understood. You said your wife has stood by you. That's understood. Does she still seem happy to be with you?
Yes.
Okay.
And is this the only person you've ever been with in your life?
I had a girlfriend before her, but it was short-lived, so.
Okay, all right. So you guys are high school sweethearts. You're going to be probably together forever, right?
Probably.
Okay, all right. And
that's the spirit,
do you,
probably.
Do you smoke weed or anything like that?
No.
Okay, all right. And any different things that you had interest in that you don't now, or any food you like, or is there anything else that you can tell definitively that's changed?
Not that I know of. I'm sure she could find tons of things, though.
Yeah, but again, that has nothing to do with you being in the accident.
Right, exactly.
Let's not confuse this. Yeah. She could have done that at any point. Yeah.
Is there any way you could just remember to once a week have a date night or something, Do that. Like,
No,
sometimes you have to schedule sex, like when you have kids or whatever the deal is, you're busy or I don't know.
Schedule sex.
Put it on the calendar. You haven't heard people scheduled sex?
No, I've heard people do it. I just thought they were joking.
No, they really schedule sex. I've actually seen it on a blackboard on somebody's house.
They just write it on the
I thought
blackboard.
that was already out.
What? What do you mean?
That was like a big thing. I thought it was already out. Like, that's not too romantic. It doesn't really get people fired up.
It's just necessary, I think, sometimes for people. Like when the
But
kids are really
you
little.
need to reflect. At that point, you need to reflect it. Look, here's the beauty of little kids, right? They're basically house plans. Wherever you leave them is where they're going to be later. You can have all the goddamn sex you want. I know you're tired. I get it. But you're going to, when they start crawling, things change. But
Pretty
man,
much.
if they're not crawling, get it while the getting's good.
Yeah, get in there.
Dive in that garden.
Yeah. That's why people used to be like, Barney sucks. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He gives me a half an hour.
Right. It's like, listen.
Yeah, damn.
Your
man.
kid likes Barney.
Right. He's going to sit
You
there
don't
and
have to watch it. You don't have sex.
Men's Room Blank Question. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How you guys doing?
Good, man.
Well.
Awesome. So, The only thing you need to know about my relationship is I met my now wife from across the country on a Facebook page.
Why did you guys start talking in the first place? Like, what was the subject that you guys were even commenting on? Or were you just like, ooh, girl, you look fine?
Well, no, it was a Facebook page for Homer the Blind Wonder Cat.
Homer the Blind Wonder Cat.
I'm going to tell you right now, you've met the perfect woman. I feel like just based on that alone, like, yes, you found
How many
Who
followers?
is Homer?
How many followers did Homer the Blind Wonder Cat have?
Oh, close to 5,000, I believe.
All right.
And what does Homer the Blind Wonder Cat do? Like, what is the appeal of Homer?
He's just a cat that was born with his eyes were infected as a kitten, so they had to be removed. It's just some of the weird stuff that he went through throughout his life. I mean, he actually defended his owner from a burglar.
The blind wonder cat?
He thought he was attacking the homeowner.
He thought he
didn't know.
He thought it was
He's blind. He hated that guy.
He thought it was a mouse.
So when you think about this, and I want you to keep this in mind, man, just that as a result of a cat who had infected eyes that had to be removed, you ended up meeting your wife.
Yeah.
And did you ever meet this cat?
No, actually, the cat has been deceased for several years.
Oh, bummer.
Did you guys hate on Grumpy Cat because you're blind cat people?
Are you loyal to Blind Cat?
No. Most all cats. I'm a cat lover.
Who bit the bullet and decided, let's meet up? I mean, like, what does that entail? Do you send personal pictures first, or do you just trust the relationship is going to be good enough where you don't feel like that you're being catfished?
Well, no, I was scrolling through some of the comments one afternoon, and I see this blonde chick that is just, got this really hot-looking profile picture, and I'm like, wow, friend request. and oddly, she accepted, and we started talking about, other weird stuff about, like, some of the other sites that we
I was going to say, how do you
to.
branch out after the Blind Wonder Cat? Like, what's next on the pecking order of things that you think that she might like too?
Heavy metal sites.
Okay.
And
you see Barney, the two-rectum bulldog?
Oh, man.
Born with two rectums.
Stopped bank robbery.
Every time it poops, it looks like a bull snorting smoke.
Oh, he's sitting in the car listening to this.
Did you drive or did you fly to meet each other?
I drove. She flew.
So where did you meet?
We met in Portland.
Okay. And so what is it like how long had it been?
Wait a minute. She came across the country just to meet you in Portland?
Yeah.
So she flew to Portland. You drove to Portland?
Good work, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. And
you couldn't afford to fly.
And okay, let me ask you a question. Honest to God. How long was it before you had sex?
When we got to Portland?
Yeah. How many hours?
Not even hours.
How many minutes?
We checked into our room. It took less than 20 minutes.
Less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He was on immediately.
Well, if you've been communicating and talking that much with somebody, like you pretty much already know each other on almost like a...
Well, wait, but had you ever seen each other naked? Like, had you sent each other any of these pictures? Because at that point, things might be a surprise. Mm-hmm. She might have 7 nipples. I mean, like, you don't know. So was it a very pleasant surprise for you in that moment?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
See, when I get into a hotel room, I got to unpack. I put the clothes in the drawer. I got to get down the hallway, get an ice bucket.
Well, wait, let me ask you this, though. In all honesty,
and you got to schedule sex.
That's right. You got to schedule some sex, 10 minutes.
When you're getting naked with her for the first time, what's the one thing you're most self-conscious about? Like, are you a hairy guy? Is it crooked? I mean, is there anything where you're like, boy, I hope this isn't a turnoff?
Well, it was the middle of winter, and the room was not heated. So it was just a little chilly.
Yeah, I see.
Okay.
Right. And you guys are still together.
Oh yeah, still together. It's been more than 4 years now. We still walk, hand in hand through the store. Public affection is still us. We're still very much in love.
That's nice, man.
And
Nice.
When we tell somebody, oh well, we met on Facebook, they're like, hard to believe.
You know what? Not anymore.
That's not hard to believe.
Anymore,
it's hard to believe that a goddamn blind cat essentially is why you guys met.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like meeting at mulletsgalore.com.
Just
mulletsonly.com?
Yeah, people who look like Kenny Rogers convention.
Right. I saw her comments on people that look like Kenny Rogers.
It's like,
we hit it off.
That's some orange fisherman. And we argued. And
I always tell people, too, like at my age, right, and I'm still single, like, the judgment has long left.
Oh, yeah.
God. Like, I met her at a funeral. Dope. Somebody take me to a funeral.
Doesn't matter. She was crying.
Like, you met her.
The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Karen. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I'm an escort, and I met my boyfriend because he answered an ad, and he said, "Have you ever shoved a toy up a guy's butt?" And I said no.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait.
Time out. He says what now?
He said, "Have you ever shoved a toy up a guy's butt?"
Okay.
That's usually the opening line I use on women as well.
Yeah, I said that to my mom.
So,
And I said no, and he said, "Well, would you like to?" And I said, "Well, I'll try anything once."
And your heart kind of fluttered for a minute.
Yeah, I did.
and how long have you guys been together with that romantic overture?
4 years.
Do you still work?
Wow.
Are you still working, or did you quit the business after that?
No, I'm still working.
All right.
And is his butt still receiving?
Oh, it is. He taught me how to become a dominatrix, and I'm a pro dom now as well.
Okay. And do you
You
have
sound so nice, but I know that's serious stuff.
do you have a set list of clients, or do you take on new clients, or does he care?
No, he doesn't care. I take on new clients all the time.
Now, is it an open relationship for him as well, or does he just understand that it's a business deal?
He understands that it's just a business deal.
Okay.
What does he do for a living? I'm curious.
He works at a foundry.
Okay.
Were you single when you met him?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Now, one last question for you. You said he works at a foundry. How many of his own rectal toys has he made himself?
I have no idea. He has quite a few.
I would say he works at a foundry, and my man has the keys to the kingdom. Think about that. As soon as she said that, I'm like, he's coming home with things.
Yes, what kind of callers you thought would come in? I don't know if I expected that one.
No.
They're all positive, though.
Yes, they
These
are.
people are
Great.
still together.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, all he asked me was about anal toys.
Yeah. Men's Room blank question. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-999-OLA. More of your calls are coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Welcome back to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, the return of Who Sucks Less right before we drink and toast with the shot of the day. Our Men's Room blank question. The only story that you need to know about the relationship is blank. The Daily Mail. They have a little story here that says, you thought your ex was difficult. Men reveal their former partner's very dramatic reactions to being dumped in shocking confessions. And there is a site out there called Whisper, and most of the posts are anonymous, but here are a few. My ex lied to me about being pregnant in an attempt to get me back, so I took her to the hospital and got a blood test. The worst part is that she knows that I lost a little girl 2 years ago. Ex-wife put nails in my car's tires after we broke up. I believe she is truly crazy. My ex-girlfriend won't leave me alone. When she couldn't get with me, she slept with my dad.
Oh, Jesus, man.
My ex-girlfriend created a fake profile and stalks me on social media. She claims she does not want to know about me, but then she won't let me be and leave me alone. Guys, my job used to be fun. Now I'm on the edge because my crazy ex-girlfriend started working there to make my life miserable. My ex catfished me. I found out 6 months into the relationship. She broke my heart all over again. My crazy ex-girlfriend trying to sleep with all my friends to make me jealous. Another one who broke into his house when he was at work. An ex randomly showed up at the house, totally ruined things with my new dream girl. So showed up when there was a girlfriend there. And my ex-girlfriend hacked into my Facebook accounts, got her mom to call mine because I was harassing her, and then she stalked me.
Jesus.
That's what you get over in England. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-999-OLA.
Here's a few comments that came in. This one is short and to the point. I was an idiot, and she was a whore. That's all anyone needs to know. That sounds like a Dr. Seuss book. I was an idiot, she was a whore. That's all you need to know.
It's just hard to rhyme with idiot.
Let's see. The first time she saw me naked was when she walked in on me having sex with 2 other girls. That was 7 years ago. Been happily married since.
Wait a minute. The
first time she saw me naked is when she walked in on me having sex with 2 other girls. That was 7 years ago. Been happily married since.
I don't know what kind of life I'm living, but it's nothing like that.
No, mine does not play
She
out.
must have been impressed with what he was working with.
Yeah, that's true. And then there's this one. Says, sadly, my best friend took her own life. Her husband and I hated each other, but at the funeral, I made him promise to let me be in their kids' lives. He called me over after to discuss those details. That was 6.5 years ago. Or that was 6.5 years, a new house, and 2 babies ago. I married my dead best friend's husband. That's all you need to know.
So it doesn't sound like you hated him.
Yeah, apparently not.
Men's Room blank question. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Jesus. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hello.
All right, guys. Well, this is just a small story about my ex-girlfriend, which I'm just going to go ahead and make it fast. So we met in high school, right? This was around probably 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
And have you guys ever met a high school girlfriend where you guys are on and off, but you guys want to be serious, but you just want to be serious with your own life?
Yeah, like a high school girlfriend. Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the fact is that, so we would talk a lot. I met her on her first day of school, and she was barely into 9th. I was barely in 10th grade, right?
Okay.
So as we started talking, we started dating, and throughout my 10th grade, that's when I was barely starting to get recognized by other girls. Mm-hmm. Girls started talking to me more, so I was like, okay, so I really like it because you're beautiful and everything. But then again, I kind of want to be like the last person. I want to be a hoe.
All right.
I want to hoe around.
Okay, like your last caller.
I also want to have sex with Becky.
That's fair.
Well, yeah. You know, I didn't want to experiment with butt stuff.
You're only in 10th grade.
Around.
Okay, so then what happened?
So then we started dating for a while. We were breaking up and going on. So after a while, when I turned to a senior, I was like, you know what? We can't do this no more because I'm leaving. I'm leaving out of state. I'm going to be gone for a few years. I left. I went to live in California, and I came back probably almost a year ago. And it was weird because after that time, we'd never talked at all. We didn't say nothing. We had each other on Facebook, but we never talked. I came back and I saw her on, on Walmart. And this is what was funny. When I saw her, she came up to me because we both kind of saw each other, but I was I want to talk to her, but I don't want to go back to that old high school life.
Right.
So we both kind of just try to, in a way, connect by randomly just bumping into each other. And I'm quoting it by randomly.
So who was
that happened.
Who was stalking who?
Okay, she came to talk to me first.
All right, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, so then after that, I was like, oh, hey, how you been? What's up? And she told me, I heard you were back. I'm like, yeah, I'm still hanging out with some of my friends from old, this and that. And as soon as we were talking, her baby and her baby dad just come around the corner. And this is where things get really awkward.
Okay.
Yeah, it got really awkward because he was like, oh, hey, who's this? Who's your friend? And he's like, oh, well, that's my ex-boyfriend. I was like, wow, you have a baby now. I never even knew about it. You never post pictures or anything about it on Facebook. And I guess after a week of me and her meeting up on Walmart, she started sending me messages on Facebook telling me that her baby dad, they're not together. They're just like to hang out because of the baby, obviously, of course. You know?
Well, yeah, they have kids together.
So we started dating off and on again because she was kind of in the way of her life, her baby's life, and her job. And I was just I came back to hoeing around.
Hey, sis, are you still with this? Are you still with this woman?
No. She left me for her baby dad, realizing that maybe she just wanted something too serious.
Oh, so she just wanted to cheat on
something too serious.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Instead of you going out there.
Exactly. She wanted to do that. But this is a thing that I guess, I don't know if I'm wrong or I'm right. The fact that I did told her, well, it's not the same anymore. I mean, the fact that maybe if you didn't have a baby, we could have really made it work, but you have a baby and I don't see you like the same person, you know?
Well, she's not. I mean, once you have a kid, things are different. And if you're not the father, or if you're not involved in the life, it's like, things are going to change. And look, man, if you're out there effing around, that's fine. But it's like, right, she's got a kid, so you're probably not the guy for her, right?
If you have a stepmom or a stepdad, they really like your biological parent because they're putting up with you.
Yeah.
I mean, they really, really, really like your biological parent. Men's Room blank question. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Nathan. Welcome to the Men's Room. Hola.
So the one story you need to know about my relationship is I picked my wife up 10 years ago on MySpace after I came home from Iraq.
Good work.
Was it like a dating thing, or was it a topic thing, like the guy called about the cat?
I don't even remember too much about the dynamics of MySpace and how it worked.
It's Facebook now.
Right. Okay, all right. That's it.
No, I was 20 years old, just landed back stateside after being in Iraq for 10 months surrounded by guys. And I just scrolled through all the local women's photos, looking for all the hot ones, clicking on them, going, send them a stupid-ass message.
So this is basically just random trolling. You're just hornier than hell and looking for anything you can get, and you ended up with a wife?
Yep.
All right, and you're still together?
Yep, we just celebrated 10 years of marriage.
See, most people look for a wife like or a husband their entire life, someone they could be with. You're just like trolling someone to have sex with, and you hit it.
I want some booty.
Yeah,
now you're married.
Now you hit the $25,000 scratch-off ticket.
MySpace was a gold mine.
I hope that Hallmark is listening to this program. Because, look, I mean, honest to God, man, Valentine's Day, anniversary cards, whatever. You pick up the cards, and like we know, they're written in cursive. It's some sappy thing. The problem is, while it sounds great, it's not 100% accurate.
No.
And if they're listening to this, like, look, you can branch out a little bit. Like, look, I was just trolling for ass, and there you were. Thanks for responding first.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's social media, though, is kind of just... It just takes the drinks and price out of it.
That's exactly it.
Right?
It's a much
you go to
cheaper
a bar,
way to meet people.
Right? You're just trolling for ass there, too. It's just here on, like, back in the day.
I'm an ass troll.
Or, like, on Facebook. I don't know. It's weird because it seems a little creepier, right? Because they don't know you're looking at it.
I told you to stop ass trolling. Damn it. I saw your history of ass trolling again.
But I'm just saying, like, it's the same thing.
You're going out with Miles tonight.
Yeah.
And you guys going to go ass trolling? Damn it.
Answer blank question. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Teresa. Welcome to the men's room.
Yeah, hi.
Ola, hey.
Yeah, hola.
Ho, ho,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
hi. Hello.
The only thing you need to know is my ex and I got in a fight. And I pulled over in a parking lot, and he pulled my keys out and threw them in a honey bucket.
Oh.
What a D-bag move. Still funny as hell, though.
What were you fighting about that he threw your keys in a honey
It was
bucket?
a long day, got off work, picked him up. We started arguing. I pulled over in a parking lot, and he took my keys out of the ignition and threw them right in the honey bucket.
Look, it wasn't... okay, there's two kinds of keys. There's keys that start cars, and then there's keys that you go, oh, my God, that key was $500.
Right, the
Oh,
fob.
no, it was the key to my house, the key to my car, the key to everything.
So
Okay,
was
all right.
there... What did you have to stick your hand in exactly to get your keys out?
Actually, there were some construction workers that were working that night, and this guy took a nice long rod that he had, and he fished them out.
And what did they look like when he got them out of there?
Awful.
Did your husband stick around? Was he there with you trying to get him out, or did he leave?
No, it was my ex, an ex of mine.
Did he?
Long time ago.
Did he walk away, or did he hang out?
Yeah, he walked away.
Okay.
And
You can't hang out after you throw a woman's
I know,
keys in
that's
the
what I was
honey
gonna
bucket.
say, like, what move can you make after that?
No, not if you didn't get them out. So he fishes these things out, and they're covered in poop, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I took off my sock and dried him off.
Oh man, that is very unique.
That is.
I mean, that is. I don't know how many times that's been done.
It was horrible.
I
You
can't
ever want to
believe
make
it's
somebody
about to
really
go up.
mad, just do that.
No, like I would never think of that. Like I'm just going to throw these keys in that pile of poop.
Yeah, but I bet you, Teresa, you're not more conscious about where you pull over.
Yeah, I'm more protective of
What-
my keys.
what
Like,
do you-
even if you
yeah.
see a honey bucket, I bet you
What do you-
probably
I mean, like,
go another 100 yards forward.
Can you even go into a honey bucket without thinking about that story?
No, I can't.
Yeah, I would think anytime you go to a honey bucket, no matter if you're a festival or whatever, like,
Yeah.
oh man, I fished some keys out of here. So whatever
Yeah, it was
happened?
terrible.
Whatever happened to that guy? Do you know?
Don't know, don't care.
Okay, all right, you moved on. That's
I think,
Oh,
I
yeah.
will say this: when you throw those in the honey bucket,
That's
I mean,
great.
That relationship is done.
Oh, yeah.
and know that it is. Like, there's no apology you can give. Like, say, if you did not get them back out yourself, there is no apology you can have. Then, hey, baby, listen, I just want to leave a quick message to let you know I'm really sorry about throwing the keys to your life into a pile of construction worker excrement and a honey
That's
bucket.
great. That's great.
You're not still mad, are you?
Men's Room Blank question. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Chuck. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how's it going?
Hola.
Hola. Yeah, so I worked for back before the printer, copy machines were big time. We had quick copy shops, and I worked for a chain of printers, quick copy printing shops.
Uh-huh.
And
What was
so,
the big one? There was a big one back in the day. What the hell was it? Kinko's, yeah, Kinko's.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I was like working there, and my boss was like a regional manager, so he was over like a couple of states, and I was like a district manager, and we worked in the same office out of Chicago, and we had a secretary, and when he would travel, he'd take the secretary with her, and he kept like making passes at her, and like kept talking about we should get together, we should get married, we should do this, we should do that. She came back from one trip, and she's like, I'm just going to quit and take off. And I go, what's the problem? This guy's just messing with me. And I said, well, you got a nice apartment. You got everything going here. Why are you going to take off? And she says, well, I just feel like I have to because he's too much pressure. And I said, okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to put you up in a hotel for a few days. And if you get it together, you can just tell him off. If not, you can just take off. So I basically put her in the hotel. And then the next day, the boss comes in and says, where's so-and-so? And I said, I don't think she's coming in. I go, why not? I said, she doesn't like you. And I put her in a hotel, basically kidnapping her until you figure it out. She says, oh, she does like me. She does like me. And I go, no, I don't think so. So anyway, we went for a few days, and he was like ready to punch me out that first day. And then we waited for a few days, and finally she said, okay, I'm ready. And she went and told him off, and he took off. He said, okay, fine. And then, so right after that, she's not too long after that, she and I ended up together, and now we've been married for 40 years.
How? Say 40 years.
Yeah, I'm over 60, but.
Wow. Yeah, well, when you brought up Kinko's.
40 years. Good Lord, man. How many kids do you guys have together?
6.
6. And do you tell your kids, look, man, we knew we were right for each other when I kidnapped her?
Yeah.
Tell me
there was a Kinko's 40 years ago.
Yeah, tell them they have names like Kennan.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't Kinko's. I can't even remember what it was now. It's been so long since I worked there.
Man, until you brought it up, I was like, that's right, there were those stores. It's like a Blockbuster. You kind of forget they existed.
Oh, dude, when I was in high school, luckily I lived in a college town, so it was open 24 hours, but I waited till the last minute to do my paper. So I was in that Kinko's all the time.
Here's one for you, man. Photomat.
Photomat's another.
Just think about this. Here's a place, all right, and it's a standalone shack in the middle of a parking lot, usually a bigger structure like a mall. It's on its own, and you pull up to a drive-through window and hand them a canister of film from your camera, and they give you a target date, right, like 4 days or something like that.
You come back.
And 4 days later.
You need doubles?
Yeah. Your father's put everyone in the car because they're going to Photomat because we're finally going to look at those pictures that we took when we went to visit Aunt Frances.
Right, great.
And you got to drive 8 miles away. There's the Photomat. You pick up your crap, and when you get home, you realize it's someone else's pictures.
What do people do with the pictures anymore? They don't do anything with them. They just sit there on the phone, right? You don't really do anything with them. You have them. You could show someone
put them
picture.
In galleries.
I guess you could put them up on social media, but for the most part,
you can print them off still.
But people
you
don't.
Could, but most people, if your parents took a picture of your ass when you were a kid growing up, you were going to see that picture somewhere. In a frame, right, or in a book within a week. And if it was really embarrassing, it was going to be in a frame.
Well, people used to love putting together photo albums and stuff.
Oh God, yeah, man. That was the thing. That?
Well, when you get married, they send you real pictures, right?
They do.
It's kind of crazy.
And then they go in a box somewhere. You find the one that you might put up, and the rest end up in a box. That's the truth of that.
If you have 4 kids, you got 2 whole photo albums of the first one, and then the second one you got 2, and the third one you've got
man, I'm the third.
Album,
you don't have to explain it.
The fourth one, there's no pictures of any of them. That's
there's zero baby pictures.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. It just dwindles awfully. It's a terrible cliff.
But the flip side of it is having the access of a cell phone. There's so many additional pictures you can now take of your kids, and not the flattering ones. Like yesterday, I showed you guys a picture of my daughter. Long story, we called her Band-Aid Hitler because she insisted on wearing a Band-Aid on her upper lip and fell asleep in it. And I took the picture. She looked goddamn ridiculous,
Hitler.
Right? And I would have never taken time to pull a camera out of a bag, run back down the hall, you know what I mean? But with the cell phone, I reached my pocket, and I'm like, I want to remember this because you look absolutely... Yeah, Band-Aid Hitler, dude. It looks like a Hitler mustache.
I know, I saw it.
But it's a Band-Aid, see?
Only story you need to know about the relationship is blank, 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Micah. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So the thing you need to know about my relationship or my marriage, is I ended up marrying one of my Sunday school students from way back when.
That doesn't sound creepy at all.
How old,
I know, right?
How old were you when you were a teacher?
Oh gosh, I was funny. I was a substitute that day, so I was young teen, like 14 maybe.
All right.
And my now wife, oh gosh, that would make her 9. But long story short, 'cause I know you guys don't like long stories. She's actually my buddy's younger sister, so our family knew each other growing up. Didn't actually know she existed till a couple years ago.
Okay.
And I grew up, moved away, moved to Washington. She went to school overseas, moved back, and little did I know she had a crush on me this whole time, and I didn't even know she existed. And then one day, I'm living in Olympia, I'm looking on Facebook, I'm like, oh, so-and-so's sister came back from, Europe. I'm like, yeah, she's kind of cute. I should hit her up. And we're married and expecting our first kid in a couple months.
And what did you say? What did you say the age difference was? 9 years?
5 years.
5 years. Oh, that's nothing.
Right,
Man.
he was 14.
Yeah, when you get older, it gets even more ridiculous. It doesn't matter.
Look, man, it still sounds bad how you intro that, but we worked with a guy, and he's recently divorced. Nicest guy you could ever meet. His wife was nicest woman you could meet. But anyway, it was, hey, how did you guys meet? And we're expecting this wholesome story, and it was. But he says, oh, I used to be your babysitter. And we're just like, man, that's kind of gross, dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like legit.
Men's Room blank question. The only story that you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-999. Ola, hold the line. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
That is salty. Robin, read that again the best you can. Where did that come from? Don't drop the name on it. Our Men's Room blank question. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. What's this one again?
This is a girl, woman now. Her name is Paige. We'll call her a friend of the show because she seems fantastic.
All right.
She essentially wrote in and said in 7th grade, the popular kids thought it would be super funny if the hottest guy in school asked her out. She says, because I was the, quote, ugly fat kid. All the while, they sat together and snickered. Well, guess who didn't gain 50 pounds, is happily married, and lives in Hawaii now?
Oh,
you
yeah.
effing C's. Paige is salty, and we like
That's
it.
what it's all about.
Yeah.
Our question. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Ben. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey, how's it going, gentlemen?
Hola!
All right, so my story is I met my wife at a bar, and I picked her up using a GIF of Joey Tribbiani saying, how you doing?
Did you walk up to her and play the GIF?
It was kind of in the middle of the bar, and they had like a standing table where everybody could stand.
All right.
I took the phone, I slid it across the counter, and the GIF was playing. She looks at it, looks up at me, and goes, oh, hey. So, that's my story.
And that's it. And you guys hit it off after that?
Immediately. And yeah, it turns out she's a teacher. I got a good big thing for teachers.
You have a thing for teachers?
Wait, when did you start getting it? Was there a teacher when you were in school where you're like, oh, yeah.
Or did you date teachers as an adult?
No, this was my first teacher, I think. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like that fantasy that guys have, teachers, right? I don't know.
What did she teach?
We had different teachers, man. I'm telling you, when I go through my Rolodex memory, in 3rd grade, I had a crush on my teacher. Sure. Other than that, I'm just gonna throw a name out there, and you tell me whether or not you think these people are attractive. And these are real teachers I had. Ms. Buckowitz.
No.
Absolutely not. No. Ms. Grundamore.
No.
Okay, they looked the way their names sounded. Those are the teachers I had. I've never had a...
No, we had one.
What does she teach?
Miss Carl.
Miss Carl?
She's a high school history teacher.
All right.
Okay.
All right, very good. And how long have you been dating?
3, well, we're married now. It's about 4 years in June, I guess.
Well, congratulations, man. That's very good.
I'm just curious.
Baby on the way, and
having the sex. Are you? How much does she drink as a result of dealing with high school kids all day?
She's surprisingly conservative.
Really?
That was another thing. She doesn't really go out a lot, so especially the bar we met at, she was kind of she was just winging it that night with her friend, and I was winging it, and yeah, when she said she was a teacher, Hoffa teacher kind of started playing in my head, and I was like, this is the one, man. This is the one. I'm gonna move in on this one.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm shocked that her being a teacher, she wanted to have kids. Normally, I would think that would do the exact opposite. Mm-hmm. It's like, when you're working at McDonald's, there's nothing wrong with a Big Mac. You just don't want one then.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of happened. But, yeah, I mean, we're very excited about it.
Well, cool. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Man. Men's Room blank question. The only story you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-9990. A lot of positive stories today.
Yeah,
this isn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a bunch of crap.
I mean, other than Paige in Hawaii,
poured acid on my car. Something.
This
is weird. Man, I'm really doing something wrong.
We really are, man. Everyone makes it sound so easy.
Just everything's wonderful.
You bring up anal sex toys. Next thing you know, we're in a relationship now. Like that's
the key to my heart.
A gif of Joey Tribbiani. We're married now. That's all it takes. Hello, Russell. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
My amigos.
How are you, Russell?
Hey, the only thing you need to know about my relationship is that the dirty Germans got me engaged.
Come on.
No.
How did this work? Because it doesn't even do anything for me and Ted.
No, I was doing really well on the dating websites. I'm over 50, and I was just looking at women my age, and I know this super hot blonde shows up, and she's 35 years old, and she's a nurse, but she's just smoking fine. So, but it said she was from Hamburg, so I thought she was from Hamburg, Germany. So I started throwing up all the you want to see my schnitzel, and she had no idea, but I was killing her with the comedy, and then next thing you know, she writes me back, I'm not German, I'm in Hamburg, New York, you dumbass.
and you got a date out of this?
I'm engaged. I love her. We're going to get married. I flew out to Buffalo 2 weeks ago, and she's 15 years younger than me and everything, and it's awesome. And I was just trying to be funny because I thought she was out of my league, and I used a couple of the you want to unbutton my
You quoted our dumbass dirty Germans to a woman who's not German, and now you're getting married.
No, she wasn't even in Germany, man.
I gotta ask, what the hell? What is this? What is this old people website anyway? Old people who want to date.
It was just that Plenty of Fish, man. I was doing well after my divorce and everything.
Funny how that works. Damn. Yeah.
You can't catch a fish if you don't try.
That's true. That's true.
The only story that you need to know about the relationship is blank. 844-999-OLA.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.